What is up, you guys? Today we are going to react to Death Battle. Now, I don't normally do these, but when I do, it usually because it involves like an anime character. But today we're not getting just one, but we're getting two anime characters facing off against each other. And that's kind of rare for Scooter Tide to do, and I'm glad they're doing this. And boy, this one caught my interest because I know both the characters really well, and I watched both their series. I love both their series too. One mostly over the other. I mean, I'm not gonna say which one, but okay. Okay. But before we get into the actual discussion, here's what I have to say. I believe that none of these characters, not just one of them, both, I don't believe neither of these characters should be in a death battle just yet. And here is why. One, none of their stories have even concluded yet. I'm caught up with both mangas, and I know like where the characters are at right now and where they stand. But there are some possibilities that they could get even stronger. One of them, oh, definitely. But yeah, their stories haven't even concluded yet, so I don't know why you're doing this now. And two, none of these characters has shown like their full capabilities just yet. Both characters have gone through a time skip in their respective stories. And especially one of them have even yet to go all out in the current story yet. He hasn't been in a fight where he has to go pull everything out. And he hasn't like, like pulled 100% of his power just yet. Well, I guess I spoiled it. I say his. Yeah, it's Zoro, what I'm talking about. Okay, so anyway, what do I think about this matchup? I mean, when I first saw Zoro, the first thing I thought of was like, no, why are you putting him now? It's way too soon. Come on, you guys, seriously. And then I saw his opponent, and I'm like, why? Why? Yeah, if you can't tell by my tone of voice, I am not too fond of Erza Scarlet. But I'm gonna get into that for a moment. For one, okay, I want to talk about Orono Zoro. Okay. He's a character that I really like in the story of One Piece. I've been following him like ever since I saw the 4Kids dub. Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure. That's how I discovered One Piece. And One Piece is like my #1 favorite anime series of all time, actually. And let's see, I don't know if you guys can see anything up there. There. See, like, I have, like, a poster, and I still have a poster, like, of the Jolly Roger to yet put up. But, yeah. Okay, so, let's talk about Zoro. His goal is to be the world's greatest swordsman. And, he has gone through, like, many incredible feats in the story of One Piece. He has able to cut through steel. And let's see, he has defeated pretty incredible foes, some with supernatural abilities in the story because there are superpowers in One Piece. And he's just a regular human. Well, maybe not regular human. Some might even call him a demon. Because, okay, like, yeah, there's so much yet to explore of the character. We don't know his whole past. We might get into it, like, a lot later in the story. But yeah, he has been beaten by the world's greatest swordsman in the current story. And he's even, okay, there's some spoilers right here if you guys have not seen One Piece or even caught up to One Piece. If you want to avoid spoilers, there's going to be a time I'm putting in the video, and you could just skip to that time if you want to. Okay, yeah, he has been beaten by the world's strongest swordsman, Hawkeye Mihawk, and he got obliterated. Hawkeye Mihawk didn't even try, and he completely wrecked him. And ever since then, he has been striving to never lose to another swordsman, or lose in general, but he has lost some battles. Those like, not really swordsmen when you think about it, but like battles in general, he has lost. And he has pulled incredible feats, like he has cut, with the help of his captain, who's the main character of the story, Monkey D. Luffy, like he's cut through a tsunami, he's cut a train in half. Yeah, well, it was one card, but still, yeah, he can cut through steel, so he defeated a person who was made of steel, who was a blade human. And now in the time skip, after receiving training from the world's greatest swordsman himself, yeah, that's why it said skip the video. He like the most incredible feat we see him do thus far was against an opponent called Pika, who could become one with stone and concrete, and he could become like the size of a continent. This dude, and Zoro like cut this man into so many pieces until he found the guy's body, and then finally cut him up. But yeah, that's the most impressive thing we see of Zoro thus far. But the problem is, Pika, he was a scrub compared to Zoro. And Zoro has yet to full his show capabilities ever since the time skip itself. And the story has even yet to gone to this one country called the Wano country. And that is known as the land of the samurai. Like, screw attack. At least wait until they reach that point to put Zoro in a death battle, because that's the land of the samurai. It's the land of the swordsmen. So, and we know they're gonna head there soon, so I don't know why you couldn't just wait until, like, Zoro was there. We know he's gonna, like, show what he's got against other swordsmen. And, okay, let's see what Zoro has. He has Haki. If you start One Piece, you probably don't even know what Haki is. But, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like some sort of, like, new supernatural power, and it comes in 3 different forms. But Zoro only has, like, shown 2 of the forms. One is, like, he can predict, like, his opponent's movements, but it's not, like, all omniscient. It's kind of complicated to explain about Haki. Like, if you want to learn about Haki, you can explain other types, like, see other types of views. And, you know, Screw Attack will probably explain it better than I do, even though I hate them for, like, putting Zoro so quickly into this. And yeah, he can, like, pretty much coat himself in like a special type of armor, making himself stronger and more durable. And yeah, that's how he was able to defeat Pika so easily. But yeah, Zoro, he is so badass. I've seen, like, countless fights, and we still yet to show the full badassness of Zoro is. He has taken gravity attacks and came back up like it was nothing. Almost nothing. And that gravity attack was by one of the most strongest characters in the story, too. Yeah, and Zoro has a unique style when it comes to his swordplay. He he wields 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 swords. Each one of his hands, and 1 in his freaking mouth. First of all, that cannot be good for your teeth, because swords are freaking heavy. But boy, is it fucking badass. And Jesus fucking Christ, can he pull off some shit with, like, that 3-sword style. Okay, but I think I talked about Zoro long enough. Now let's get into his opponent, Erza. Okay, so yeah, his opponent Erza. Okay, let's talk about Erza. Let's say I am not too fond of her, but, like, when I first started watching Fairy Tail, I thought, you know, she was a pretty badass character. She was the strongest wizard in a respective guild called Fairy Tail. Yeah, hence the name of the series. And yeah, she had a pretty cool type of magic, which he calls Requip. Pretty much the way it works is, like, she is able to, like transform into many different type of armors, all which have different capabilities, and she pretty much has an armor for every situation. She has, like, a fire armor which can resist fire attacks and do fire attacks. And also, like, a water type version of that, and a lightning type version of that. And yeah, and she has, like, an armor which is, like, an all, like, defense. So, like, it's mostly focused on defense so she could take hits. Though whenever she uses it, it usually gets destroyed. That's pretty funny when we think about it. It does save her, but it always ends up getting completely obliterated. And yeah, yeah, she has, like, this armor. It's kind of, you could think of it as, like, the ultimate ass pull, like, when you're writing, like, this story. Because, yeah, she has this armor for every single situation. She even has, like, a seduction armor if she ever uses it, like, just in case. It's weird. I bet Screw Attack's gonna get into that more than I ever will, but, like, yeah. Okay, but let me get, yeah, Erza, like, she started out pretty badass for me, and, like, she was the strongest woman in Fairy Tail, and she was, like, highly respected. She was feared by even the main characters. She showed everybody who's boss. But when it comes to her fights, Yeah, it is like the like I always have to call bullshit on her fights. Not her very early fights, but like on her, especially like later on in the story, she will always like she will end up like losing like at first, and then all of a sudden like she will like ends up like one shot in the opponent or something like that. And it usually happens when she gives like a friendship speech, like I am fighting for my friends, and I will not like let you ruin their happiness or some bullshit like that. Okay, like against this one opponent who kept cutting up all of her armors, and then she went into this one armor, which I like to call the plot armor. It's literally no armor though. Like the plot armor that she like her ultimate plot armor outfit is the one where she has no armor. She focuses everything into attack. And yet she's able to take so many hits when she's in this form for some reason. And like she has like these like red pants, and she has like these like bandage like bra and stuff. But it's like the outfit that she's mostly in every fight. Yeah, so she ends up one-shotting the opponent. He's like, ah, really? And then okay, like she was against this one other person who uses swords. Again, called Kagura. And she got completely wrecked throughout that whole fight, and all of her armors were pretty much broken, especially the defensive armor, like in one hit too. And then when she went into like that form, like Kagura, like she's been beating her like with her sword unsheathed. And when she finally unsheaths her sword, Urza blocks it. Like how? And then she just one shots her like. Are you serious? But that's only the tip of the iceberg right there. Like, now let's get into the most famous fight of her with Urza and a demon called Kyoka. On that fight, oh my god. Urza, Kyoka has like an ability to like enhance your sense of pain, that even like a single breath could be excruciating pain. Like if someone breathes on you or like a leaf touches you, you will feel excruciating pain. Like, that will be painful as hell. Okay, so what happens is Urza gets all of 5 of her senses taken away. I guess it's except her sense of pain, which is intensified. And Kyoka, while she goes into a certain transformation, she is getting stronger by the second. Keep that in mind. And she is like whipping Urza like while all of her senses are taken. And yet for some reason, through the light of my friends, like, she manages to land a hit on Kyoka. Like, how? That is, I walked into it because everyone who knows Urza is gonna know what I'm talking about. It's because she's Urza. They actually gave that as the explanation why she's able to overcome such a fight. Like, are you fucking serious? You have no idea how much backlash that one chapter had when it first came out. I wonder if Screw Attack knows that. I wonder if they're even gonna quote "it's because she's Urza." I swear to God, Screw Attack, if you do such a thing, like, oh my fucking god, Jesus fucking Christ, I do not want to see any of that shit. But you know what? But yeah, she just pulls a friendship speech and then she wins. Pretty much. And no, it's not. She didn't just land a hit on her. She landed multiple hits. Like, how are you even seeing? You can't see her. You can't see shit. Like, she has, like, an artificial eye, but they didn't even brought that up. Like, in her artificial eye can see, like, the illusion. Like, there's so much... The actual death battle is going to explain all of this more than I have. More than I ever will. Because I just stutter and stuff like that. But, like, if you're watching all of this, like, while I'm talking, thank you. Anyway. Now, what do I think about this matchup? I like it, but I also don't like it. I like it because Zora's in it, but I hate it because Urza's in it. It kind of goes both ways right there. But yeah, I just want you guys to know that if you guys love Urza, I have no problem with that. You can like whoever you like as a character, but I just want you to know, I will probably be bashing Urza this entire fight. I'm just letting you guys know that now. But yeah, like oh, I also want you to know I do not hate the series Fairy Tail. I do love the series. I love both series. One more than the other, but it doesn't mean I love Fairy Tail any, well, I guess it does mean I love it less, but I know, kind of, it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, I do love watching the series. I even collecting like the manga right now. I got the first volume so far, but yeah, who do I think will win? Okay, let's start with who I want to win. Zoro, obviously. Zoro is a badass, and I want to see him win this fight. I want him to completely wreck Urza. But who do I think will win is a completely different matter. I am honestly scared of the outcome of this fight. Zoro has shown great capabilities, but Urza, her bullshit like capabilities that she has shown thus far. She had all 5 of her senses taken away, and she still won that fight. I mean, she didn't kill her like in time, but she was still beating her ass, even though that shouldn't be happening. She also defeated 100 monsters, like in a single fight. Like she destroyed like 100 monsters. And she saved like the strongest one from last, and she still came out on top. What else has she done? Let's see. In the current story, she has taken on opponents who are notably very strong. Like they're as strong as the strongest wizard in their country. And she's taking like on like 3 of them now. She's taking on the 3rd one now, and she still has not been out of commission. They're in a war right now in Fairy Tail. And Jesus fucking Christ. And like the stuff that she can like endure, I'm afraid her endurance will outlive Zoro's endurance. Even though Zoro does yeah, Zoro, I mean screw attack. You guys have picked like the most durable anime characters that I know. Like other than Goku, but Jesus, these guys are so fucking durable. Like, Zoro has once taken all of his captain's pain, and he was still standing that very next day. I am scared who will win this fight, but I need to see this. You guys all know I need to see this fight. I want to see this fight. Zoro, I'm gonna be rooting for you all the way, though. Please kick Erza's ass for me. So, okay, I think we've said enough of that, guys. I think, but yeah, I still believe that neither of these should be in a death battle yet. Hopefully, Screw Attack has done all the research and gives a plausible... Why did I have to say that? Nothing in... a lot of things in Fairy Tail aren't plausible or logical. But, but yeah, I'm not trying to bash on the series of Fairy Tail. It's just like the whole Urza thing, because he's Urza, like, I know they're gonna bring that up. And if they don't, I'm gonna be genuinely surprised. I wonder if Screw Attack even knows how much people hate that chapter, and how much, like, if they quote how much people they're gonna upset if she wins. But okay, yeah, let's finally get into the actual death battle itself. Okay? Let's do this, guys. Alright, guys, so let's get this battle finally started. The headphones are off, just in case I fanboy, and I don't want to wreck anything right now, because I will be, like, I'll probably be screaming, like, get hurt already, or something like that. Okay, so let's get this started in 3, 2, and 1.
Past, present, or future, one kind of fighter has stood the test of time.
The Swordsman.
And today's combatants are 2 of the most skilled warriors to ever wield a blade.
I mean, Urza, I don't really consider her a swordsman.
The swordsman of the Straw Hat Pirates. And Urza Scarlet, the battle mage of the Fairy Tail Guild.
If you finish One Piece, he would be called the world's greatest swordsman.
To analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, come on, at least use top more animation than that.
As a child,
oh, I love this theme music.
Of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world. But he didn't just enroll at a dojo. He showed up, challenged everyone, and then just sort of stuck around. Zoro's dojo training sharpened his natural talent with a sword, but there was one person he could never quite manage to beat. His sensei's daughter, Kuina. They dueled a lot, and Kuina won every single match.
Got his ass wrecked.
Damn, you think you would have got at least one in? Despite the constant defeat, Kuina and Zoro were very close friends. Together, they
I wouldn't say they were very close. I mean, yeah, they were friends at one time, and then she just died shortly
after. Then she fell down some stairs and died, which just seems like an unacceptable way for a master swordsman to bite the dust.
It sounds fishy, to be honest.
Competition for world's best swordsman, though. True. I mean, that's how I became the world's best shotgun woodcarver. After Kuina's death, Zoro inherited her sword and used it to hone his skills.
The Wado Ichimonji.
Eventually leaving the dojo in search of the current title holder of world.
I like how they put awful sense of direction for background.
But he immediately got himself lost. With nothing better to do, he became a bounty hunter and wandered around the ocean until he ran into a weird, stretchy pirate kid. You mean
Monkey D. Luffy? Show your respect, Boomstick.
Actually worked out pretty well, since Luffy was already looking to hire him anyway. Turns out, Zoro has quite a reputation. At this point, he was already a master swordsman, and after finding and training under Mihawk, his swordsmanship became legendary. He created his own fighting style, Santoryu.
Santoryu, three-sword style.
Because he uses 3 swords, one in each hand, and one in his frickin' mouth. That doesn't seem very safe. Oh, shut up, Wiz. Badasses don't care about safety.
No, they don't.
With the 3-sword style, Zoro can perform several unique attacks, including the Onigiri, where he strikes with all 3 blades at once.
I have no idea how he does that, though, without killing them.
He makes a tornado dragon. By swinging his swords a certain way, he can fire compressed air projectiles toward an opponent, like with his deadliest technique, the 1080-pound cannon. And last but not least, he knows the Kyutoryu 9-sword
How did I forget to mention that?
Did he just grow 4 more arms and 2 more heads? How the hell did he do that? It's just an illusion, but it still has physical presence. He's
way too soon to tell.
Human Slapchop with a total of 9 swords. That's one way to put it. In addition to his skills with a blade, Zoro is able to use Haki, a mysterious power that every living being possesses, but only a select few have learned how to use. Haki, much like Neapolitan ice cream, comes in 3 flavors, and Zoro only has access to chocolate and vanilla. Chocolate? What? I don't know.
Wait, so strawberry is Conquerors?
Is
okay, sure.
Haki. That's vanilla, of course. Which in some ways is similar to Spider-Man's Spidey Sense. Zoro can sense the location of other people, even if they're invisible or far away, and can also predict most opponents' attacks. Then chocolate, everyone's favorite Haki flavor, is Armament Haki. This lets him form an invisible armor around himself as protection, or harden his swords to make his strikes cut through almost anything. With both Haki, Zoro has been a real asset to the Straw Hat Pirates.
I love that fight with him and Kakuwara.
Weird adventures.
Still the best Zoro
that
fight.
Time, Zoro fought a literal living mountain man named Pika and
sliced him up again. Yes.
So powerful, it didn't just cut through Pika; it sent his top half flying upward.
And he defied gravity in that scene.
This strike had to have been more powerful than the first ever deployed hydrogen bomb, the 11-megaton Castle Romeo. Also, Zoro's pretty damn fast. One time he moved so quickly he seemed
But it's still not his full capabilities yet, that's the thing.
And when the odds are against him, he'll keep pushing himself, even past the point of bleeding out. Thus, he's powered through some incredibly intense pain.
Both these characters have. I remember that scene. Oh my god, that was just a tiny bit too.
Holy shit! How the hell is he still standing after that? That's a good question. After a battle with Kuma, a bear man because this is One Piece, Zoro took on not only his own pain from near death, but also Luffy's, despite being told that doing so would surely kill him. But it just didn't. He doesn't even brag about it. What a badass. Zoro is definitely the stoic badass type.
Oh, is this why they picked both these characters? Because they lived through some weird-ass shit?
Fight up close and personal. He also has the world's shittiest sense of direction. He gets lost without someone there literally reading the map for him, and could never survive on his own without his friends. You might think Zoro would be more of a lone wolf type of guy, but no. Much like how Kuina's death spurred him on to become a great swordsman, it's his friends who keep him fighting.
Oh, I didn't even show Sanji. Well, I guess that makes sense. This is Zoro and he hates Sanji.
And what is your goal? To beat you.
How arrogant.
Urza Scarlet
okay, let's get into her.
A town called Rosemary Village. It was pretty picturesque as far as childhoods go. Hold on, Wiz. I'm getting a premonition. Despite everything seeming perfect, something terrible happens.
A murderous cult attacked, destroyed the city, and enslaved the children to build a tower to resurrect their evil overlord.
There it is.
Yeah.
Young Urza was tortured, and while she may have lost an eye in the process, she also gained a friend, Jalal Fernandez. He actually gave Urza her last name, Scarlet, after her red hair.
She and her buddies swore they'd escape, so Urza ended up
I mean, we don't know
staging a
much about
revolt and
information
saved
about
the
her.
other
She
slaves,
just
thanks to
met, like,
discovering her latent
someone who might be
magical
related to
powers.
her in the current story.
Unfortunately, not everyone made it out.
Turns out Jalal got possessed by some spirit that made him a huge dick, and she had to go without him.
Fine, if you want to leave so badly, then I'm not going to stop you. But you'll have to go alone.
Is that what his
After
English
that
voice sounds
nightmare,
like?
Urza swore to dedicate her life to helping and protecting the innocent, and so joined the Fairy Tale Magicians Guild. Luckily for them, she possessed a great skill set for a mage.
It says
Her main
age
thing is
19.
Greek
That's
whip
not
magic,
true.
Which is basically
They
like
were frozen
having
in
an
time for
armory
7
with you at all
years,
times,
so
without having to lug it around.
she's much older.
Requip magic allows Urza to summon her vast array of weapons and armor at will, meaning she can use multiple combinations of swords, lances, and outfits all in one fight without ever really slowing down.
So
Damn,
unfair.
that'd be useful
But
for all my
whatever,
weapons.
can't
How
complain.
many's she packing?
She's rumored to have access to as many as 100 sets of armor and 200 weapons.
Nice. As far as armor goes, her
I remember when she
go-to
was first
is
introduced.
the
That was pretty
standard
bad how
archery
she held
set.
that
But
giant...
there's also the
I forgot what it was.
Heavens
Was it a
Wheel
tooth or a
armor,
claw?
where she can send swords flying at people, the spiky defensive adamantine armor, and the black wing and flame empress armors, which have wings for flying.
Don't forget her giant armor, which she uses with a lance, purgatory armor, which has a lot of spikes, and seduction armor? I'm not
Which she
really sure
never
what
used.
purpose this serves.
Probably to make enemies terribly aroused. Ever tried to fight with an erection whiz? Believe me, it's not easy.
Okay.
Right. Well, Urza claims her most powerful armor is the Armadura Fairy Armor, which is very pink.
These are fancy and all,
Yeah, I
but
don't see how she's
sometimes
strongest.
She doesn't even bother suiting up. If her back's against the wall, Urza equips her Clearheart clothing.
Oh,
This
here
enhances
it
her
is.
speed and attack over defense, and channels all her magical energy into her katanas. For
This
a
is her
decisive
strongest
blow.
because she wins every
She can
fight with
charge
it.
magic through her swords to perform all sorts of magical attacks, even mixing and matching weapons and armors to better her chances in a fight.
She's also just really good at sword fighting. Actually, she's really good with a lot of weapons, including hand-to-hand.
All of this makes Urza an excellent addition to the Fairy Tale Guild. She quickly became one of its highest-ranking mages and was the youngest member to ever pass the S-Class Mage promotion test. An incredibly difficult gauntlet only
was
the
she really?
strongest and
I must
wisest
have
warriors
not
could
remembered
even
that.
attempt.
Speaking of achievements, she's pretty friggin' strong. Don't believe me? Well, here she is, lancing a hole through a giant floating cube.
After torture,
This
too.
cube was about 100 million cubic miles in volume. To punch through it, Urza's lance must have dealt about 16 kilotons of force.
Hers is also fast enough to deflect bullets point blank from a flintlock pistol. Guns with a muzzle velocity of about 540 miles per hour.
That's from
That's
from
without a
freaking
speed boost
Omake
armor.
chapter. But it was
Many of
drawn
her
by
armor sets
Hiromashi,
grant her
so I guess
stat
it's
boosts,
canon.
increasing her speed, magic, defense, etc. She's survived plenty of destructive blasts, including one that blew up an island. Considering that island's size, that's an explosion equivalent to 2 kilotons of TNT.
So she's sexy, can survive island-busting attacks.
She is
and
hot,
has a
I'll give her
shitload of
that.
weapons.
I won't lie
She's
about that.
basically
Won't deny
perfect.
it.
Just wish she used a gun or two.
Well, she may have a vast armory, but swapping them in and out requires magic, and she can run her supply down if she's not careful.
So it's just like a man.
Yet she never seems to run out.
Exactly, though even when she's out of magic, she's still quite deadly in hand-to-hand, like when she fought her alternate self from another parallel universe.
That universe has a lot less clothing. Sign me up.
But when you're among the best in the guild, you get the job
Oh
done
my god,
no
they did
matter
not...
the limits.
I will withstand
No,
any
they didn't mention the
physical pain
Kyoka thing.
to
No!
protect the ones
I'm
that I
scared now!
All right, the combatants are
Oh my
set.
god,
Let's end
she's
this
gonna
debate
win.
once and for
And they're
all.
gonna explain the whole
It's
Kyoka
time
thing
for
in the
a
end.
death battle!
Oh, sorry, lady. Could you point me in the way of the shipyard? I've been looking around for hours.
Oh, that's why, huh? Because he's wanted?
You're the one I'm looking for. Come peacefully and you won't be harmed.
Sorry, I'm busy. Maybe later.
Then we'll have to do this the hard way.
I told you, I'm busy.
Alright, let's go!
I guess we're doing this now.
He has hockey on his sword, I can see it. Or is that Shusui? Come on, Zoro, you got this.
Whoa, what?
You're coming with me.
Throw one of the houses, you can do that!
Neat trick.
It's fine, he still hasn't put the bandana on yet.
Why laughing at this?
Oh, yes! You can cut steel, you can cut this. Come on.
You are strong, pirate. But this is
At least name the attacks when Zoro does them. No, she's in that thing.
Nothing is worse than the loss of life.
Don't start crying, woman.
What?
So much for all that.
Oh, what? That's so badass. Put your bandana on right now.
I can do this.
Where's her Nakagami armor? They didn't even put that in.
for my guild, for my strength, for my friends.
No, no! Don't you dare try! Or your friends aren't even involved here!
You're not the only one who fights for their friends.
That's true. Wait. Oh! Oh my god, that really just happened!
Where the hell is that shipyard?
Holy shit!
KO! Jesus! Talk about a killing blow!
In the past, Urza could react to projectiles flying over 500 miles per hour, but Zoro could move faster than the eye could see. U.S. Air Force tests have shown that a well-trained human eye can consistently spot and recognize an image in 1/220th of a second. So, in this case, Zoro would have had to move from point A to point B, which is about 57 feet, in 4.5 milliseconds. That's close to 9,000 miles per hour.
That's more than 5 times faster than a bullet.
He
Urza
did
didn't
dodge
really
bullets,
rely
yeah.
on speed anyway, and there's no evidence any of her armor magic could have helped close that wide of a gap.
Speaking of her armor, Ursa did have more options in defense and weaponry. Unfortunately for her, she was simply outclassed in damage dealt.
Urza could withstand hits of about 2 kilotons, like the blast which destroyed that island. But Zoro has dished out much stronger blows than that.
Slicing Pika in half, for example, was
Yeah.
equivalent to 11.5 megatons. That's about 6,000 times bigger than anything Urza has survived. And while Urza's artificial eye may have seen through Zoro's nine-sword style illusion, it couldn't prevent him from actually attacking her.
She also had that habit of stripping down to clear hard clothing in a bind. Yeah, it gave her more sword power, but at the cost of less defense. This sounded like
Fuck
a good
your
idea,
power of
but
friendship,
close
Urza.
range combat was Zoro's bread and butter.
Urza was mostly self-taught, and while proficient with a blade, Zoro has trained with swords all his life. Even with the greatest swordsman in the world, an up-close duel was exactly what he was looking for.
Yes, she won't be getting a fairy tale ending.
The winner is Roronoa Zoro.
Yes! Thank you!
Next time
Who's next?
on Death Battle. Chimichangas!
He's back? What?
Hey guys, I'm Chad, I'm Ben, I play Wiz, and next time, Deadpool is back.
Okay, but who?
We're doing something a little different this time.
Wolverine? I don't know.
From the Death Battle cast, which if you haven't heard is a thing.
Okay, so that was an interesting turn of events. Okay, but I'm surprised they didn't incorporate the whole taking away her senses thing. Like, did they not research Fairy Tail enough or something? Or like, but you know what? Zoro won, so I can't complain. I'm too happy right now. But yeah, honestly, I feel like they shouldn't put like characters in a death battle when they haven't shown like their full capabilities yet. Both Urza and Zoro can still get stronger by the end of their series. Urza might even get like a power up like pretty soon. You never know. But yeah, how could they not include that? Like the whole because she's Urza thing. Like, what? Did they like listen to the fans' plea or something and got scared from Black Backlash and they just made Zoro win? Oh my god, if anyone's an Urza fanboy or fangirl, they are gonna rage. People are gonna rage over this regardless. But okay, that was I loved watching that, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. But I'm still surprised how they haven't shown like Urza's like her like Nakagami armor or like but yeah, they show all like Zoro's like full all of his powers like that he's obtained so far, but like not Urza. So yeah, I guess it's kind of unfair how they didn't show all of her powers or anything like that, but you know what? I loved watching her being bifurcated in half. So yep. So anyway, if you guys like watching that, yeah, you could just like I don't know, do whatever the hell you want, I guess. You could go comment what do you guys think about this battle, and what do you think about like yes, I was biased towards Zoro, but of course I was. But yeah, I think that's the end of that, and so I'll just bid you guys adieu. Bye.